Welcome to Human or Athlete, episode 8. I've been enjoying the journey so much, and thank you again all for the support. I'm so excited for our next guest, all the way from Australia, a close friend of mine and playing for MacArthur, Yianni Nicolaou.
How are you, bro? I'm excited to be here.
Thanks, man. Bro, I'm loving it. I'm so excited as well. So we'll jump straight in as usual, and kind of look at your story, but especially your journey that led you from Australia to Salford and that move that happened when you came and played with me.
Well, definitely, like in Australia, where like you can't get to a high standard, so there's only like so far you can go. So like I've always wanted to like go overseas. So yeah, that was my main goal for like a few years now, and yeah, been working. It took about 3 or 4 years until I could get like my passport, my European passport. So yeah, once that came through, there was no thinking. Like I was going straight there. So that's what I did, and yeah, it worked out well. I learned so much like from the experience, which was good.
What in that 3-4 years, like what was your mentality? What was your attitude? Like obviously you got your agent and everything. Like talk to me about the steps that it took, like, obviously to make that happen.
Yeah, it was just that one goal, just to get overseas, to play overseas, and obviously that came with hard work. So just get grinding each session, just trying to be the best version of myself each day. And yeah, the time came and I took my opportunity, which was over in Manchester, which was good.
What was it like coming in on trial? Because we were both there on day one,
Yeah,
under Warren. And what was it like in trial at a completely new place, especially in England?
as soon as I came to the training center, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, what am I doing here? It was ugly to look at. I'm not lying, but I just said, forget about all that stuff. This is a good opportunity, and I was obviously a bit nervous, like coming in, like with new people, and I obviously came to Manchester by myself as well. But yeah, it was a good experience. Like there was a bit of fear into it, but like I said, you always go in towards fear, which is always a good opportunity. So yeah, it was exciting. It was.
You also, I remember you being really jet lagged as well, which is crazy.
Man, yeah, especially I came in the first day, like I just looked around the training ground, and then I went home back to my hotel. And the next day we had a game, and I didn't sleep that night. I was jet lagged so much, and yeah, Warren Joyce made me play 90 minutes as well. But yeah, I was surprised within myself as well. I got like through it, but yeah,
Yeah, because
it
you were
was
playing left back and I was on left wing. Do you know? I
mate.
remember
Yeah, the link up.
that.
That
It was the
was
start of a good year. Yeah,
wow.
but how was it move like as well off the pitch? Being obviously, like you said, doing it on your own, going out there without any family, without any friends, and knowing absolutely nobody.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part. Not just the football wise, just off the pitch. You have to be so like, mentally strong. And I thought I wasn't gonna be able to cope as well as I did. But just telling yourself the reason why you're doing this just helps with everything that you're going through. So yeah, that's what I just kept reminding myself, like, why? What's the reason you're doing this for? To provide for your family, to help out your family, all that. So yeah, that just got me through everything, which was
Bro,
yeah,
that's massive. I love that. Like it's so important to be connected to that purpose and to that why as to what you're doing there.
yeah, exactly, 100%.
What I remember so much about you, like from our last year, was your attitude. Every day we'd be going at it. The battles we'd have against each other or on the same team, pressing the life out of people. I always remember that you were kind of, one of the few people I think that always came to training with like a smile on your face, good energy, and like that was so infectious. How do you find that every day?
Well, firstly, you have to like love what you do, and within like that love, you just work hard. It's not anything new. It's just your job. You have to do that, and if you love what you do, you're happy to do it. Which was I was doing that. Me and you, we're just grinding each day, doing the planks, but we were happy to do it because we know that it's just going to get us to that next level, not just in football but in life as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what I enjoy doing. I love working hard. Same as you. I've learned a lot from like you as well, the way you work and yeah, apply yourself. But yeah, that's the hard work. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the struggle.
I
So
remember all those afternoons in the gym, the
oh
planks, the
yeah,
like the workouts,
the plank,
everything.
another thing,
So
man.
that always used to like test you mentally, and like I said, you always pushed me, pushed other people in the team, and so it was always like I loved that every single time. And you talk about that love for football, and does that when you love football so much, and I can relate to this in a weird way, but it's always weird to see your perspective. But when you love football so much, does it make you very, very present in that moment? Or is it all still like a blur? Or are you just kind of crystal like focused in that moment?
Yeah, well, there's this thing called the zone. Yeah, so obviously you love it. You want to like work. So once you're in that zone, you forget about everything, and yeah, you just focus on what you're doing. But that love just brings you to the next day to work harder each day. So yeah, but once you're in that session, you don't think about anything. No, not about family, not about anything. You just focus on what you do. And yeah, it's a zone. It's a difficult thing to explain, but yeah, it's just you're so focused on what you're doing, and yeah, but that love, what you said, it brings you to the next day, each day. So
Exactly. Yeah, it's like that state of flow, complete like
yeah,
in the moment flow. And like yeah, like I think it does come from love. Like I really do believe that. That
100%. Like love
if
can get you so far, but without that, when you're hit that struggle point, you're gonna drop because you don't love it, obviously.
exactly,
But
and that's what's gonna get you through in a way.
100.
And talk to me about motivation. Like, how do you is love then the solution to sustaining motivation? I remember like that when another big thing we both share is we love the motivational videos.
Yeah,
Like that's both in our childhood, growing up, everything.
yeah.
Um, like where does that come from for you?
Well, for me, I think motivation's crap. Like it comes and goes. So you have to have something within you, like deep within you, that drives you to that point. So for me, like a big thing for me is like it's family as well. Knowing what like all this hard work. Obviously, I'm doing it for myself, but knowing the rewards that will come will help my family within like difficult situations. And another thing is one thing I really want to do in the future is to help like a charity. So all this hard work will go towards them as well. So like there's so much struggle in the world, and I just think about like yeah, all the struggle that's going through the world. So if I keep willing to work hard, I can help them out and my family as well. So that's a
See,
big thing for me.
that's huge because it shows that it goes like I think a purpose greater than yourself is the strongest purpose one can have.
Yeah,
Because, like you said, to give and to have something that is an external force that is like you want to help people, and like there's nothing for me more powerful than that.
a service is the biggest thing you can ever give.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, and it's
100%.
it's so important. But I love that. I love that your dreams and your visions and your purposes that you've gone through already are so powerful and inspirational. It all kind of obviously grills down to that, like you said, that grind, that battle of that, like more, more, more. I got to do more. I can do more. How have you cultivated that? Is it possible to for anyone to create that, or does it come out of love or fear?
Well, you have to push through pain to love what you fear as well. Like you have to like relish failure, live to your fullest potential. Like for that, you just yeah, to like push to your highest thing. You find out who you really are, and that's what I want to achieve. I want to push to my limits, and I don't want to because apparently like the book you can't hurt me or
Yeah.
something. People are living up to like 40% of their capacity, and that's probably my biggest fear is like not living up to my full potential.
Hmm.
So yeah, pushing through pain and all that, relishing your fears, just it's a big thing for me. So I have to achieve that.
See, what you said is beautiful in that moment. If I can pull you out on that, is you got to love what you fear.
100%.
And is that not the difference? Because then, if like everyone says, "Oh, I just want to do what I love," and then like people do a lot of things out of fear, which we'll get into with like the dark energy in a
Yeah,
couple like in a bit. But in that middle ground, you can love what you fear, and then like in the way, every time you're going through that door of fear, you're approaching that fear, you love that, and that, in my eyes, makes you unstoppable.
100%. That's that. If you love what you fear, you become unstoppable. Definitely. It's just once you go through that fear, the outcomes are just gonna come.
Hmm.
Like all the rewards that you're going through will come through that fear. But you have to go towards that, because if you don't, you're gonna be comfortable, and that's the worst thing that can happen. Just falling back.
How,
So
how
yeah,
do you how do you go towards fear? How do you know your fears? How do you know when you're like you? That's what you need to do next.
you feel it inside of you. Like you don't want to do it. It's in your heart. You're like, I don't want to do this, but you have to actually go beyond that point. So it's tough for everyone as well, going through fears. Like it's in your head, anxiety comes, stress comes. So you just have to go towards it. Don't think, just do it.
Love
And
it.
once you pass that fear, you're so happy you went through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I
Yeah,
think I've used this on the podcast already, but one of my favorite quotes is, "When you feel scared to jump, jump."
yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
like, I've used that already because it's just such an important message for me in my life right now, and obviously I want to share it with everyone else because that's exactly what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, bro, I love it. I love it. Um, so talking about all this love and like you gotta love what you do. You gotta love football. You gotta love fear. But what about the dark energy side of it? Like, what about sometimes needing to, like, you look at Michael Jordan and the reason he became the best was
Yeah.
because out of insecurity he had his whole life around his dad that
Yeah.
came through as a child, or Kobe was never like thought he was never going to be good enough at the first like 5 years, which got him into that place where he then created all these habits which are like now like obviously incomparable to anyone else. um, what about what's that? What are your thoughts on dark energy? Do you use it? How do you use it?
So like all the things you've been through, all the hardships, I use that to get through stuff. So like even to say all that call with Warren, we were struggling each day, and with all that hard stuff I went through, just it just becomes easier. You think about that, and all that pain that you're feeling at the moment, it just goes away. So yeah, all the past experiences we all go through, that's the thing you need to use, because once you use that and you turn into positive energy, you just become unstoppable. Even with like family, my grandma passed away, all that hardship, just you turn it around and you turn it into a positive thing. And yeah, like you said, you become unstoppable once you turn that into a positive mindset.
I'm sorry to hear that, but how if we go even into more detail, how does that process go then? How do you what do you think? What do you feel to get that negative into a positive? How do you flip it?
It obviously takes time. So once you go through that, you obviously have a 2-3 weeks where you're just down. You're not saying depressed, but you're just down. You don't want to talk to anyone. That's just me. I don't like to talk to many people about like my problems and stuff. But once you get past that point, and then you feel like you can maintain it, and then you turn into like a positive thing where you just think about how you've went through all that darkness, and you've just turned into a positive mindset. Like yeah, it's hard to explain where you can turn into a positive. It's just within you. But yeah, knowing you've been through all that stuff and you keep working, just you use
It's
that
all in
darkness.
it's all in the perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's seeing the positive. Like again, another quote is like obviously every shadow has a light. Every shadow
Exactly.
comes from a light that is there. So I think that is so powerful. And again, for people going through a lot of pain and struggle right now, there is a positive to it. There is a flip side to it that you can turn and you can use. And then on the pitch, stuff like that, does it come to your mind like in your thoughts, like this is why I'm doing it? This is for the people that rejected me.
Well, like I said earlier, like once you're in the game, you don't think about nothing because you're so in the zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I always think about it before I get into a game. Like all this hard stuff, I'm gonna put everything into it. And yeah, it does definitely helps. It makes your mind just clear.
Hmm.
So once you're ready to go in that game, then yeah, you're ready. But yeah, once you're in that game, you're in the zone. You don't think about it in the moment. But yeah, before any game or training session, I use it. I use all the darkness to get prepared for what's
What's
coming.
your
So
pre-match routine?
pre-match routine. So obviously I get up early, normal time, 7 a.m. around that. I do a core workout, like a so I do about like a 15, 20 minute core workout. Yeah, just to get the body going. Um, Even now, I didn't do this before, but now I get a little tennis ball and I do about 100 juggles just to get a feel of the ball.
Like it.
So that's what I'm doing now. I'm starting to do that, and so when I get on the pitch, like warm up, I'm ready. I feel the ball. Like I don't need to focus. It's already.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
nature. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now at the moment. Yeah. So
And then mentally, like in the like you said, how like that dark energy in the hour before the game, are you in the
yeah,
zone?
what about that? So yeah, wake up in the morning. I skipped a step. Yeah, I meditate. Um, Firstly I do a breath work. It
Hmm.
lasts about 10 to 15 minutes. And after that breath work, you just feel so calm and relaxed. So after that, I meditate
Okay.
for about 10, 15 minutes. I'm trying to extend my meditation, but it's hard to focus. I'm starting it now, so I'm practicing. So yeah, that's what I do. Breath work, then meditate, and then I do my core workout, and I'm ready for the day.
Bro, I
So
love that. Is that a daily? Like, do you do that most days now at the moment?
I've just started about 2, 3 weeks ago every day doing that breath work and meditation, and
Yeah.
it's helping. You can just see the results. Like you feel so calm in stressful situations.
Yeah, let's get
And
into that breath work. Like, where did that
yeah.
come from? Like,
You know where it came from.
I did as I said it. Yeah, then talk to me about the breath work. Talk to me about like what that process is, because again, a lot of the people listening are going to have no clue about what it is. Talk to me about the videos used and what it actually is.
So obviously you introduced me to this breath work. It was in Manchester, and you were telling me about like how you were breathing intensely in and out, and it gave you like this calmness and weird like sensation about like it brings you back to those happy moments, like you said. And I was laughing at you. I'm like, that can't happen just by breathing. Like it's the weirdest thing. So I didn't really believe you. That's all right. I didn't really believe you at first, like how it brought you to your past and your happy moments as well. But yeah, once I came back to Australia, yeah, I started to look into it, like just YouTube guided breath work, and yeah, I just follow their what they do, breathe in, breathe out. It's difficult at first, but yeah, once you follow the steps, and it takes you to another world.
Yeah, well, definitely. Which one is probably the one that you use most? Is the Wim Hof one?
Yeah, it's this other guy, but he uses his method, so it's yeah the
Gotcha.
same one.
And
Yeah.
what is the method? Like, how does it go through if you break it down even further?
So like continuous breathe. Or firstly, he just releases all his air,
Okay.
um, and then he starts to breathe in and out just through his nose,
Okay.
and it goes about 5 minutes breathing in and out, just focusing on your breath,
Yeah.
and
Like
then he
deep
gets you.
breaths,
I'll
maximum.
do, yeah, that just little in and out with your
Yeah.
nose, just in and out, just
Okay.
small short breaths,
Yeah.
and then yeah, so after that he just gets you to breathe out all the air, and then it's called the DMT, yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets you to breathe out all the air, then you have to hold your breath for about 30 seconds, and yeah, that's when the DMT comes in, and it's just yeah, can't explain it from there. It's just magic happens. So yeah, it's a weird process, but yeah, anyone listening to this podcast, definitely give it a try. Search it up, guided breath work, and yeah, it'll keep you in a clear mindset.
What are the advantages that you have from it, and like what's different for it? What's different that breath work gives you that meditation doesn't?
breath work controls your breath. Like it just makes you breathe. It just lowers your heart rate. I think
Hmm.
it just you don't even have to like when you breathe. Usually your breaths are pretty short, but after breath work, I feel like my breath just goes longer in, longer
Yeah.
out, and even on the pitch, I'm not even lying. I feel like I'm fitter because my breathing's better.
Hmm.
So it's weird. That's why I do it as well because you just feel fit because you like you control your breathing and it just helps you.
Mad, I love that. I think there's it's so like underrated in a way and unheard of as to how much it can help. Like I remember going into my first session and like coming to you the next day going, yeah, like what have I just like done? Like what?
I'm spewing. I didn't realize about this method earlier. I'm telling her, but I'm glad. It's better late than never. I'm telling you. So
Yeah, I think again, for people listening, it's in a way for people that seem that meditation is very much like pointless or like boring or whatever. There's an active side to breath work, obviously, but at the end, I think it is a very similar result in that you aren't thinking. That is one of the like the natural things that comes with breath work is that you're not thinking about any of it
exactly.
once like you're already kind of like you're just doing it,
Yeah.
and yeah, again, very much similar effects to meditation, maybe even more intense, but it's something that again I think more people need to get on that kind of
Yeah.
wavelength.
Whenever I tell people like I'm meditating, they I'm not lying. They actually laugh at me. But until you actually do it, you realize how good it is for you, and then you won't stop. I promise you that you won't stop because it gets addictive. I'm not even lying. But yeah, because you realize how much it actually helps you. So
Yeah, I remember you started in lockdown and in the one in London when you were at your sister's.
do you know why I started that?
No.
Because I actually felt stress. I was in quarantine for about 2 months in London, and I've never felt this thing. My heart was just pounding. It was like palpitations.
Hmm.
My heart was just bouncing. I'm like, what's happening? Like I've never experienced that before. So yeah, I got into meditation, and I'm not even lying. Within 4 or 5 days, it went away.
No way.
I was calm, and I wasn't stressed about like where I was. But
Yeah, because it was all a bit crazy, wasn't it? That
yeah, it was
because it all happened in like a week, and suddenly you were all on your own. Like,
that period. Yeah, it was crazy.
how
But
did you stay fit? How did you keep focused? Because then also I remember when you came back to Australia, the training regime you were on. You were up at 6. You were doing 5 a.m.
yeah,
club. Talk to me about that kind of like that process of that training that you were on by yourself.
yeah. At that point, I was reading the book "Can't Hurt Me" by David Goggins.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was really pushing myself like beyond my limits, trying to just suffer through pain, just going runs every morning, 5 a.m. I did that 5 a.m. club, and going through that runs. Just when you feel that moment of pain, you just he David Goggins says like there's ways to just not think about that pain and think about past experiences to help you keep going.
Hmm.
And yeah, once you're past that point of pain, you're only at like 40% of your potential. So yeah, I really pushed myself, and yeah, each day I got fitter. So I was doing. I didn't touch a ball as well for like 2 months. I was running, so I got to a stage where I was really fit. But yeah, that book really helped me here. So yeah,
When going back to those past experiences, it's interesting to me to know: are you going back to the ones where there was like pain and like people have kind of doubted you or whatever, or are you going to the moments like the cookie jar moments where you're
yeah,
like, this is what I did, this is who I am, this is why I should be
yeah.
proud, this is why I keep going. What do you go back to?
I take everything actually. What you said, like little bits and pieces out of everything. But there's obviously that main cookie in the jar that just drives me to the top. Is just like all that suffering I went through with like deaths and all that or
Hmm.
passings. That just drives me into just getting past the pain.
Yeah.
And like you said, just little doubts here and there. Someone saying you can't make it, you can't do this. Yeah, those do drive me a bit. But yeah, I look for that big cookie first, just to get
Yeah.
past that point, and
So,
then
so if you're okay with it, kind of go deeper on that cookie, and that obviously, I'm sorry to hear that there are deaths and obviously going on, but
yeah,
how do you see that for yourself? Like, do you have like, what do they call it, like a mortality motivation? Is that something? Do you believe that kind of life is short, or how does that motivate you?
Yeah, like you said, life is so short, so you have to appreciate all the moments like you get given. So you just have to live in the present. And yeah, going back to that past, I just think that yeah, you don't live long on this earth, so you gotta put everything into it. So that's what I'm saying. I can't. I need to reach my full potential as a person. What God has created for me. There's a list, and yeah, whatever He's put on that list, I want to reach that top to the
Hmm.
highest potential of like He's created me. So yeah, that's what I want. So that's what I think about.
I love that. How has God helped you and been a part of your life, and how has He helped you with life off the pitch, but also on it?
Or just knowing that like He's always there. That security of Him just keeping your family safe, putting food on the table for you like every night. Just yeah, you just have to be grateful for that, and that's probably my biggest thing. Whenever I'm in dark moments, I just feel grateful that I'm living and I've got a family and I've got a roof over my head. So I always go in difficult situations and positive ones. I always go to God.
Hmm.
Everything, yeah, I give my glory to God as well in positive moments as well. But yeah, just knowing you can always fall back to God just helps so much. Even if my family turns on me, which they won't, I know I've got God on my side. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, just
100%.
knowing that He will be always there for you, and the love He has for you just helps you so much.
I love that. That's powerful. We've got a lot of people on that have had incredibly good, like, close relationships with God and use it.
Yeah.
And again, it's so powerful. You mentioned gratitude. What's that? How important is that for you?
Well, without being grateful, you won't be happy. So just being grateful for the little things, like I said, just food on the table, having a roof over your head. Without that, just brings happiness within you. And once you're happy, let's just say, let's bring it back to football. You're happy, you appreciate the moment, your performance will be better
Hmm.
because just deep inside, you're in a clean place. So yeah, just be grateful for the little things, and you'll have a lot in life. That's what a big quote of mine. Like I love the quote. Just yeah, be grateful for little things, and you'll have heaps.
I
So
love that. What do
yeah,
you think? Like you just said, what do you think comes first, happiness or growth?
happiness or growth.
Yeah,
What comes first?
yeah,
Definitely happiness. Without happiness, you won't grow as a person because you'll be trapped in your mind. So definitely happiness is the biggest thing for me.
I love
All
that.
these materialistic things that they don't mean nothing. So without being happy, yeah, it means nothing. So
Yeah, I've
that's
had that debate, and there's obviously again no right answer, but I feel like
yeah,
if like that happiness of like if I'm in a happy place, then you're
yeah,
gonna love what you do. Then growth
exactly.
will come naturally
And
as
the
a
least
product of
things.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly. But if you're
yeah,
all focused on growth, you're always there's always something you're reaching for that you're never getting.
100%,
So how
100.
can you ever be happy if you're not like? Are you ever going
Yeah,
to reach happiness if you're all about growth?
yeah, exactly right, exactly.
What do you focus on off of the pitch, and like what do you value off of the pitch?
Well, yeah, my biggest thing I value is like my family's just spending time with my family.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's probably the most important thing. Family, and keep your friends close as well, because when things hit the fan, like you always have them to turn to.
Yeah,
So you always yeah, always spend time with your loved ones and all that, which is a big thing about yeah, mine. And something off football as well. I'm getting into golf just to get my mind off things.
yeah.
So I've become a little golfer now. So yeah, that even helps with my football. Just it clears your mind. You go out there. I do it by myself as well. Just to clear my mind with everything. And yeah, just family and golf.
What do you sound like, man?
Oh my god. Yeah. And reading's a big thing for me now. As you know, like I never read a book since my years growing up. And yeah, as soon as quarantine hit, I started to read, and you just like you learn so many things in one book. So I want to keep improving, getting educated, and yeah, it's a big thing for me as well.
I mean, I think you raised an important point. Is like how many footballers read?
I know, I know. I was one of them. I didn't even touch a book. I didn't think it would benefit me, even as a player as well. But reading all these mind books, these just it just helps you so much on the pitch as well.
Hmm.
Like going through that pain, you know how to overcome it, and yeah, it's insane. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing, keep eating, keep learning, keep striving. That's it.
Brilliant. Would you say that everyone's kind of should pick up a book, athletes wise, and just read?
It's very hard to, because even with me, I'm like, reading a book. Why waste my time? I'd rather Netflix and just watch Netflix and chill out. I was gonna say Netflix and chill. Oh my god. So yeah, just yeah, reading a book. You don't realize how much it helps you until you actually read.
Hmm.
So it's very hard to start it, but like I said, I didn't start it until I was bored out of my mind in quarantine. So since that point, it's been an upwards turn for me reading.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
think that should be inspiring enough kind of athletes to go and pick up a book.
yeah. Read a book, guys.
um, and then to kind of bring it off we always ask this one question as to what makes you human. What makes you more than a footballer, more than an athlete?
Well, like we spoke about earlier, um, like football, it's just a game to me. I know people say it's a lifestyle, but when your health is involved, like something's wrong with you or anything, you just forget about football. And yeah, you're just so worried about that one thing that's wrong with you. So yeah, being human, turning to God and to family, that's probably the most important thing.
Hmm.
So obviously football is a lifestyle. It's a big grind, like a lifestyle grind. But yeah, when health comes involved, you just worried about that, and you just want to be healthy.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's the most important thing is definitely like turning to God and yeah, spending time with your family, because like I said, you got a short time on this earth, so yeah, you have to enjoy it and be happy.
That's profound, and I absolutely love that. And one more thing quickly, just um, when you said obviously football's a game when there's a lot more to it in your health and everything. What are your dreams and aspirations past football for the rest of your life?
Well, obviously, football is what I love, and it's what I want to continue to do because it brings me happiness, which is the most important thing. But yeah, after football, I do want to create a big like academy for younger kids, just to
Hmm.
help them develop their skills and not just football wise. I want to educate them with their mind as well, just to be mentally strong, because there's not enough of that like these days. That's why a lot of kids give up. They don't realize how important it is to have a strong mindset within a footballer. So yeah, that's a big thing for me, educating kids, getting them good at football as well as being strong minded. So that's a big thing for me.
Bro, that's inspirational, and that's that's a very valuable dream and a valuable kind of purpose of giving, which has come across so much from you. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I absolutely love it. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man. I've
Uh,
loved every
Thank
second of
you.
it. You've been
Thank you for
brilliant.
having me.
And yeah, thank you for coming on.
Bless, bro. Thank you, bro. It's been
Thank
good.
you.